Hi, sweet friends. It's Ashley Clarke with Earthkeeper Yoga, and I am in my home studio here in Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome. If you'd like to know more about who I am and what I do, you can find that out by going to earthkeeperyoga.com. Feel free to sign up for my email list. And if you want to just follow along on social media, you can do that at both Facebook and Instagram, which is also Earthkeeper Yoga. So before we get started, I do want to remind you that if you're looking or viewing this class before February 11th of 2021, I will be offering a Open Your Heart chair yoga class at noon on February 11th via Zoom. You can find out more information about that by going to the UAB Employee Assistance and Counseling Center's website. You'll find all of the information and a registration link there for you. There's more to come, so stay tuned. For today's practice, I invite you to just have yourself. A blanket could feel great underneath the hips, underneath the booty, and underneath the knees, but that is completely up to you. You don't need anything else. So go ahead and settle in, and we'll get started. Okay, sweet friends. So for today's practice, I've entitled this class, I've Got the Power. So we'll be working through some different poses and postures that are going to help us free up the joints a little bit and feel really strong in our bodies. So a little bit more challenging of a class, but at all times I will be sure to offer modifications, and if you don't like it, skip it. Just say no to me at the camera and say no to yourself, and it's just fine. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start in table. So this is one of those times where having that blanket under your knees may feel really nice. You don't have to keep the blanket there if it doesn't feel good though. So you're going to bring your fingertips, you're going to spread them out nice and wide and have those wrists right under your shoulders. And we're going to take the inside of the elbow towards the top of our mats. Go ahead and reach through the crown of the head and then push the tailbone away. Find that long spine. And then notice that my toes are curled. So see if you can curl your toes. So we'll take an inhale and then exhale. Slowly send the hips back. You're going to find a stretch right there through the feet. If it's too much, uncurl the toes. Inhale back to your table. Keep the long spine. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Nice big deep breath, sending it back. So beginning to link breath with movement here. Inhale. Exhale back. Breath stays in and out through the nose. Let's give one more round. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale back to your table. Release those tops of the feet back to the mat, and then send these knees nice and wide. Give yourself a full inhale. And then exhale, send those hips back. We're going into wide leg child's pose. Let yourself ease on down, using that exhale to release fully into your mat. Big deep breaths go up into the upper back body. Breathing in and out, making plenty of space for that belly to expand on the inhales. Pressing those exhales all the way out. Relax the head, relax the neck. Take an inhale, slowly rise up. Reset that table, so bring those knees under the hips. Curl your toes, take an inhale. And then exhale, start to lift those hips. Keep a big bend in the knees as you walk the hands back towards your feet. We'll meet at the back of the mat in a forward fold. And this forward fold, those knees are super bent. And that belly's resting on the top of the thighs. Let the head hang heavy. Take an inhale halfway. Find that long spine. Reach the crown away and then send awareness to the low back body. What's going on there? Keep that bend in the knees. Give it one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, lower the upper body down towards the earth. Just let everything go. Fill the lungs once again, inhaling. And then exhale, slow rise. Coming up in a way that honors your body. Rippling up through the crown of the head, all the way up towards the sky, opening the shoulders by turning the palms forward. Settle into the feet. Reconnect with the breath. Take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, bend the knees just a little bit. Let the palms of the hands come down to the upper thighs. Roll your shoulders up to your ears and then roll the shoulders back. Shoulder blades come together. Sending the crown of the head up towards the sky and then tuck that tailbone in just a little bit. Give yourself 2 breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, start to straighten the legs. Bring the hands out where the arms out in front of you, palms face down. And then you can turn those palms, bring the hands together in prayer, bring them back in front of your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the chin down towards the chest. And full exhale, pressing it all the way out. And then inhaling, bringing that gaze back forward. Awareness to the feet. We're going to start to rock back and forth on the feet. So just finding a little bit of stability here. We stretched them out a little bit, but we're going to go just a little bit deeper. So notice if you're locking those knees, keep a little softness there. Just noticing that little movement back and forth, feeling connected to the mat. All right, let those hands come down next to your hips. Take an inhale and then start to move more slowly, lifting the hands out in front of you as you rock to the balls of the feet and then back. And let that breath guide that movement. Notice if you need to change anything about the way that you're standing so you feel more stable. Last one. Lower the hands. Settle into the feet. Open the shoulders, palms forward, gaze follows. Tuck the tailbone in, ripple through the crown of the head. Find 2 breaths. Inhale, arms reach wide, coming up towards the sky. Gaze follows. Exhale, find a forward fold. Big bend in those knees. Torso comes back to the thighs, letting the upper body hang heavy. And then give yourself a little side to side sway, feeling a little bit deeper into the back body. If your hands don't make it all the way to the floor, it's all good. The hands can come to the ankles. They can come to the shins. You can even bend the elbows out. Let the hands rest just on top of your knees. Whatever you need to do to feel stable here. And give it one more breath. Coming back to stillness, take an inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and find that slow rise. Coming all the way back up, we're going to center right back in that mountain. Start with the soles of the feet, ripple up to the crown of the head. Find your stability, find your center, and breathe. Bring those hands right back where the palms are on tops of your thighs. We're going to inhale right back up to that midway point, and then exhale, follow it back down. Inhale, lift the arms a little bit more in line with your nose. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, we'll go up to the brow. Inhale, take it a little bit further. Top of the head, maybe. Inhale, take it all the way up. Hold it. Find your stability. Open through the heart, tuck the tailbone in, same as when we were standing. Find the opening here and breathe. One more breath. Take your inhale. Exhale, folding forward, heels come back to the mat, folding all the way down, release where you can. Fresh breath down low. Beautiful. Walk those hands all the way forward. Let's go right into a plank or a kneeling plank. Your choice about whether or not you want to drop those knees, but keep the length through the crown of the head, long spine. Booty stays down. Hold it here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale to drop those knees. Send the hips back. Find a child's pose. Release where you can. You can always send the knees wide in child's pose to give yourself more space to breathe right here, right now. Give it one more breath. Take an inhale. We're going to move through table and go right into a down dog. This time, walking hands and feet towards one another, we'll meet in the center of the mat in a forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway, long spine. And exhale, slowly releasing back down towards your mat. Inhale, down low. Exhale, slow rise. Reaching through the crown of the head, centering the body and centering the breath. Turn the palms forward, open through the heart, tuck that tailbone in. Just one more breath. Inhale, lift those arms and the gaze. Exhale, bring those palms down in front of the heart, bow chin to chest. Breath goes all the way out, feeling that stretch through the back of the neck. Inhale, bring the gaze back forward, and you can take the hands from where they are down to the hips. So we're going to get a little bit deeper into those hips. So the next thing that we're going to do is called the duck walk. So what you want to do is have your feet where the outside edges of your feet are even with the outside edges of your hips. So wherever that is, the widest part. I'm going to send mine out just a little bit further. All right, so your hands are on your hips. You're going to reach the crown of the head up, find the length through the spine. You just started to feel that engagement through the center of your body. So take an inhale. And then exhale over to the left, and as you do, keep that right foot flexed. Just lift up. You're going to feel it right there in that hip. Coming back through center. So we're doing balance, and we're getting into the hips. So this is part of a joint freeing series. We hold a lot of grief and sadness and things that hold us back right here, right below our navel. We're moving through some of that, freeing it up. Just concentrate here. Find the breath, find the movement, and see what's there is when you lift each hip. You'll find that edge there, but you'll also, there's just a little bit you can explore as you lift up. Just keep your awareness on the hips. We're going to do 2 more rounds, full rounds on each side. When you center, when you've finished, bring those feet back in case they moved in just a little bit, and then bring the hands back to the hips. All right, soft knees throughout. I'm going to turn to the side. So imagine you've got an invisible hula hoop, and it's a big one. So you got to really take up some space here. We're going to do that with the hips now. So inhale, send that right hip as far as you can over and up to the right. Circling big. Oh yeah, there it is. Just circling nice and big. You might even want to bring your hands to where that crease is, moving all the way around. Oh, there it is on the left side. Send it forward. Pelvis comes forward. There's a stretch through the groin. Keep it going. Nice and slow. So just freeing up anything that stays right there in those hips. When you find the end of your next exhale, intentionally reverse direction. So reaching over to the opposite side, resetting that circle in a new direction. Stay with the body, stay with the breath. Give it one more complete circle. Don't shortchange yourself. And then when you circle back, go ahead and bring yourself back up. Shake out whatever showed up. So that can be with those coat hanger arms, just swinging side to side. You can even bring those shoulders or those arms a little bit more in line with the shoulders. Just letting everything go. Give it one more breath. Go ahead and find your way back to stillness in the center of your mat. You can bring those feet a little bit closer together. Hands are down near the hips. Take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up. And then exhale to bring the hands down in front of your heart, bow chin to chest. Give yourself a breath here to just recenter. Take an inhale, lift the arms and the gaze. Keep the palms together. Start to send the hips back as you bend the knees. Exhale, we're going to come halfway. Hold it here. Sending the tailbone back. Reaching the crown of the head away. We're in chair, but our hands are in prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, forward dive into your forward fold, letting it all go. And being able to feel just a little bit deeper into that low back body now, into your side body. Give it 2 more breaths. We'll walk hands forward, walk feet back, find down dog. Release the head, gazes towards the knees if the eyes are open. And take an inhale, come to your plank, and then lower the knees. So you're in this kneeling plank. Let the left foot be with the top of the foot on the mat. Make sure those wrists are under the shoulders. You're going to take an inhale, send that right leg out behind you, and then bend the right knee. Let the right foot come about even with where your belly button would be, or your hips, whatever feels okay. And then the toes are pointing whatever position feels okay in your body. Take an inhale, and then exhale, start to lean forward. You're going to come on the ball of that right foot. Release through that left hip. Reach the crown of the head away. Keep that left glute nice and released. Press into the hands. Let that right foot come all the way down back to your mat. And then slowly start to send this left hip. Let it sink down towards the floor. There's a stretch right through the upper part of the right hip. Bring the left hip. Bring the right hand to the knee. Send the gaze towards the right shoulder. Breathing in and out. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. Bring the right hand back down to your mat. Send the hips back. Right knee goes back to meet the left. Give yourself a child's pose briefly here. Give it 2 breaths. And release the jaw. Take an inhale, coming back to that kneeling plank. Right top of the foot on the mat. Take an inhale, lift this left leg, and then bring that left foot out even with the left hip. Take an inhale, and then slowly starting to send the hips forward, coming onto the ball of that left foot. And the further you lift up the ball, the deeper the stretch. Or lift up the heel, rather. The more you deepen that stretch. And give it 1 more breath. Send hips back, whole foot plants, and then dip this right hip down just for a bit. You're going to feel it all through the outside edge of that right hip. Last breath. Bringing that right hip back, bringing that left foot to meet the right, and we'll come back into that child's pose, 2 breaths. Go ahead and move through your table. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and walk right back into the center of your mat. We'll meet there in a forward fold. Take an inhale halfway. Find that long spine. And then exhale to release down towards the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, slow rise. Take the arms and the gaze up. And exhale, bring those palms down in front of your heart. Keep the gaze softly focused on something in front of you, like 2 or 3 feet, so that you can find a soft gaze to focus on as we move into a balancing posture. So let's check all of the connections. We'll start down with the soles of the feet. So do they feel stable? And then start to ripple up that energy. It's going to bring that strength into the center of your being, reaching through the crown of your head. And then letting that head just reach as far as it can up to towards the sky. Take an inhale and move awareness over to the left side of your body. If you feel like you could find some more length, ripple up even further. You get light on those right toes. We're going to stay right here and then slowly find a pendulum. So just sending the right foot back and forth. Hopefully we got your hips open enough. If you need a chair or a wall to make yourself feel more steady, do. See if that leg can start to swing a little bit forward and back a little bit more. So just freeing up the joints even more. Starting to slow it down. And let it come to a natural stop. With control, center the body, center the breath. All right. Inhale here. Exhale over to the right. Find that length through the spine. Ripple it up. There's your strength. That tailbone comes in. Core engages. Light on those left toes. Find your small swing. And your confidence will come by connecting the breath with the movement and feeling that stability in the center of who you are, right here in the core. Right at the navel. Let it bigger if it wants to become bigger. Stronger and more powerful if it wants to do so. If not, hang with where you are right now. One more breath. And starting to slow it down. Using your motor control skills even to find that center. Center the body, center the breath. All right, it's coat hanger arms. So just kind of to sway side to side, finding wherever that release is for you. We'll do one more to get out anything that might have shown up in the upper back in just a moment. Hopefully by now we're all more in touch with our low back body. All right. So now let's work some of that energy up and out. We're going to start to focus a little bit more on the shoulders. So you're going to bend the knees a lot. And the upper body is hanging forward. And then you can just pretend that you have two elephant trunks. So just start to swing the arms side to side. But keep reaching the crown of the head away. There's a little bounce here. Give it 2 more breaths. Starting to let that swing slow down. Let everything feel heavy. Take an inhale. And exhale, slowly starting to roll back up your body. Bringing the hands back in front of the heart. Feeling connected through the feet. Center the body, center the breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, send those hands up above you with the palms still together. Send the pelvis forward. Here's a little bit of a back bend. Notice what happens with the jaw. Keep the mouth relaxed. One more breath. Inhale here. Exhale, bring those hands down through center in prayer as you bend those knees and ripple all the way down into your forward fold. Walk those hands forward, feet back. Here's down dog. Notice where you are right here. Take an inhale to ripple into your plank or your kneeling plank, your choice. Bend that left knee, let the left top of the foot come to the top of the mat so that left knee is right under the left hip. And then you're going to bring this right leg out to the right sole of the foot comes to the leg, or comes to the floor, sorry. So there's something right here in the inside of the right leg. Take an inhale, and then exhale, sink that right hip down. It deepens it. You can stay here, or you can start to walk those hands over towards that right foot, deepening the stretch all the way down the inside of the leg. Reach the crown of the head away. And relax through the jaw. Start to walk those hands back towards center. And then what we're going to do is take an inhale here. Exhale, send the hips back. Finding your edge, not going past it. Yoga doesn't hurt. Inhale. Exhale, send it back. 2 more. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness with wrists under shoulders. You're going to start to move. So you can press into this right foot to move some weight to that left knee. Drag that foot in a little half circle all the way back behind you. Then take an inhale. And then exhale to send the hips back. There's a deep stretch through the calf muscle. Release through the shoulders. One more breath. Coming back to wrists over shoulders. So just pressing into the ball of that right foot. This is optional, but if you'd like to try to do one kneed, 2-armed plank, you can. So what we're going to do is take an inhale here, long spine, and then exhale. Start to bend those elbows back. Right foot dips up towards the sky. You're trying to touch your nose to the mat, and then press yourself back up. Beautiful. Right knee comes back under left. You can give yourself a couple of hip circles. I'm going to face towards you here so I have enough space. All right, here we go. So we're going to take that inhale and then send that left leg over to the left. Allow yourself that stretch right there, just inhaling and then exhaling, letting that left leg just dip in, that left hip dips in towards center just a little bit more. Hands can walk over towards that left foot if it feels good. No pain here, just opening where you can. Using the breath to guide the motion. Walking back towards center. Long spine, take an inhale. Send the hips back. Inhale. Send the hips back. 2 more. Inhale. Send the hips back. Inhaling back to center with the hip right under that knee. You're going to circle that left foot around. Here it is, toes behind. Take an inhale. And then exhale to send that left heel back, deepening that stretch through the calf. Press the hands into your mat. Breathe. Coming back to the hips are square over that right knee. And the elbows, the eyes of the elbows are towards the top of the mat. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, bend those elbows back towards your ribs. The nose comes down to kiss the mat. Left leg up in the air. Left foot flexed. Pressing into the hands. That left knee comes back down. You can wag the hips. And then we'll take a brief child's pose. So letting everything go, releasing where you can. And give it one more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, let's make our way back to table. And then spin those feet over to one side so that you can come down to your mat. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs, but I'm going to show you before you lay down on your mat, and you might not be able to see me as well, what we're going to do from here. So we're going to have knees bent. And then we're going to let the shoulders spread nice and wide. And then we're going to bend the elbows and have these little jazz hands towards the sky. So if you want to meet me there, go right ahead. And give yourself a breath or two. Just let the mat take your weight. Notice the position of your head. I always end up putting my little ponytail holder right where I need to put my head on the mat. So good planning. So change anything that you need to. So you want the chin down towards the chest a little bit. The crown is reaching towards the back of your mat here. So now we're going to focus on keeping those elbows squeezed in towards the side body. And then we're going to start to walk our feet towards the top of our mat so that the feet are well in front of the knees. And then we're going to walk those feet so that the inside edges of the feet touch, so that the legs touch, the knees touch. Everything in any spot that you can is touching, and then you're going to squeeze those together. So take an inhale, and then exhale, press into the feet as you lift the hips. Keep those elbows squeezing in, those knees squeezing in, and breathe. Big, deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale with control all the way down. Bring the knees up into the chest. Shimmy the knees side to side, rocking gently here. Give it one more breath. All right, I think we've got one more round in us. Otherwise, just hit fast forward by like 15 or 30 seconds. All right, elbows bent, elbows in close to the rib cage, walking those feet away so that they are in front of the knees, more towards the top of your mat. Fingertips splayed wide towards the sky. And then this crown is towards the back of your mat. Squeeze those legs together. Squeeze those shoulders and elbows in. Take an inhale. And then exhale, slow rise with the hips. Two more breaths. Take your inhale. Exhale, slowly lowering down with control, lifting those feet off the floor back in towards the chest, and maybe the knees come in just a little bit further and the hands go right below the kneecaps. Circle the ankles, point and flex the feet, shimmy the hips. And then I offer you another 6 or 7 breaths to give yourself whatever you need that I didn't offer. You may stretch your legs all the way up towards the sky, and then bring one knee at a time closer to the chest, just getting a little bit deeper into the legs. Maybe your legs are done, and all you want to do is just rest. And completely up to you. Then wherever you are, go ahead and find that slow, organic stillness. Allow yourself to become that stillness. Again, let the mat take your weight. Breathe in deeply through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Allow yourself to rest. You can slowly start to bring some awareness back into this space that we have created together. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself a full body stretch. Reach the fingertips, point the toes. Breathe. Roll on to one side or the other. Bring the knees in closer to the belly. Round the spine, chin towards chest. Breathe. And when you're ready, you can meet me back in a comfortable seat. We'll bring hands together at our hearts. Bow chin to chest. So our mantra, if you will, for the next few days, I invite you to tell yourself, I am grounded and I am stable, but I am not stuck. And our quote for the day is this: joy is power. It's from Danielle Laporte. May you know kindness and may you be kind. And until we meet together again, gratitude for practicing with me today. Namaste.